All right, great morning, everyone. I'm gonna try to compose this, Troy. But so this morning I'm pumped, right? I'm ready. I got my shirts came out of the cleaners. I'm feeling amazing. I still feel good. Don't get me wrong, right? I get in the car and my friend James Raffone, who came and spoke to us, has a video on. He's doing a live, and I had so many mixed. I was pumped, but I was so emotional, right? He's talking about the song that he was listening to was in the background when his wife Karen told him that she was pregnant with his son. Now, for the new guys, you don't know who James Raffone is. James Raffone is a personal friend of mine who is the founder of the jarofhope.org, which is an organization that is working to help find a cure and raise awareness to a disease, a muscle deteriorating disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So it is a fatal disease, like 100%. By the age of like 10, 11, kids can't walk, and they usually pass between like 15 and 22. And what they pass of is cardiac arrest. Their hearts fail because it's a muscle deteriorating disease. The heart is a muscle. That's the last thing that goes. So that's what goes on their death certificate as being what killed them. So the disease doesn't get any sort of funding. There are only 20,000 known cases across the country. So he's on live today talking about this song that was playing and what it reminds him of the day that he found out that James, and he couldn't wait for this kid to come into the world. So he says, you know, those of you who have kids, get out there and hug your kids and tell them how much you love them and appreciate them and just show that gratitude. So right now, he's on his way to 100 gyms to go do his push-up challenge. He does like push-ups for donations, and he creates that, he gets that funding towards the cure. He just purchased another family with 2 kids with the same disease, a van, so they're able to get their kids around. So he does amazing things for us. So those of you who are new, jarofhope.org, go to the website, see what it's about, show your love, support, follow James Raffone on Facebook. Just so the world knows, he invited me to run the New York City Marathon this year, so I'm going to be participating. I have to raise $5,000, so I'm going to ask for all of you to at least put up $1, right? At least, right? But I'm going to look to see who donated what, and we're going to have a conversation about that later. No, I mean, the truth is, you know what? We spend so much money and time and energy on sometimes the wrong things that when a great cause comes about, you have to show love, you have to show support, you have to show gratitude, because we never know what someone else is going through out there. So if we can help provide a solution or provide comfort, right, and hope for some. You don't have to give me the money now. You don't have to give me the money now. You're giving me the money now. No. I want you to. You're a digital guy. No. I don't want the money now. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, cool.
I appreciate that. Way to step up, right? If James were here, he'd be proud of you, right? First thing he did was he asked for a volunteer when he came to speak. So when you ask for a volunteer, everyone's nervous. What am I volunteering for? And nobody stands up. So one person stood up, and when they came up, he reached into his pocket and he handed Amy $20. And the truth is, we don't know what we're getting up for, and so few of us are ready and prepared to get up, right? So there need to be more people like you. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't know if you were really supporting or just manning up. Huh?
I was serious.
I appreciate that. So Facebook donation, whatever, and listen, there's no obligation. If you shared post and just commented, and you know, that is appreciation enough. But obviously the money helps. So back to us right here, and I guess it's all about us. So selling versus branding. You know, we've been producing a lot of content in way of our videos and testimonials with customers, and I want to kind of like back into my point. So yesterday we had a customer walk into the dealership, Mr. Prasad, who walked in very angry, very like pissed, right? And it stemmed from experiences he's had in the past. Every dealership he goes to, he gets this runaround where people tell him one thing and then everything changes and he feels like he's lied to. So the minute he walked through the door, his defenses were up. And it didn't make it better that we didn't know who Michael was. You get that sometimes, right?
Dr. Prasad, short guy?
No, not doctor. He's an electrician. He works at Rikers. You probably know him from there, right?
No, I had that with Dr. Prasad. He stayed mad.
No.
For no reason. So I thought
This guy was really upset, right? But when you get to the root of it, he's upset because of his past experiences. So after about an hour and a half, I stopped eating my lunch and I dealt with the guy personally, right, Rich? And then I got you involved to test drive him and then write the deal. But the guy was so pissed. But at the end, he comes over to me and he says, "You didn't tell me your name was Chris," because the guy was supposed to ask for Michael or Chris when I met you. And I said, "Well, when you ask for me or Troy, I know that you're here because my call center invited you in. So I'm going to be working to help you with the deal, but I was finishing my lunch." So anyway, long story short, when at the end, he goes, "This has got to be the best experience I ever had buying a car." And you know, if a guy to come in like super angry and leave like, wow, who do you think he would contact the next time around when he's looking to buy something? Us, right? If he has anyone to refer, who's he going to refer him to? Us. And now going back a couple of days, the past week and a half, 2 weeks, we've been getting a flood of people looking to test drive cars, right? Or just return lease returns, right? And I know that at least 50% or more of those people will probably not buy a car. And let's go higher. Let's go 80% of those people will not buy cars. But if we don't attempt to change the outcome in some way, some capacity, we're never going to know what that percentage is really going to be. If we approach it from the standpoint of, he's just going to test drive the car here and go buy the car at some broker, I'm wasting my time, it's that energy that is going to guarantee that result versus me changing the energy, right? And maybe influencing the better percentage. Would you guys all agree with that? We have to, because that's the environment we're in. So let's go back a few more days. On Wednesday, we had Nancy Cohen come in and purchase a car from us. Everybody know Nancy Cohen? She watches every single one of our lives. She watches Honda Drive. She watches our meeting. She watches anything we do socially. She watches. To the point where, she even commented on this yesterday. We did Honda Drive yesterday, a little different, right? Where we talked about credit. She made a decision that day that she was going to buy a car from us. It was that video that enticed her to buy a car. Go back a few days. A few days prior, we found out we had 16 Clarities. David and myself created a video on a Clarity. The very next day, I got a direct message on Messenger of someone looking for a Honda Clarity. So when I start to think about that, I see a trend. And the point I want to make today is the world is constantly selling, where we should just be branding. You need to brand yourself on what separates you. You know, when a company looks for a logo for their brand, what are they looking for? Something that's attractive. What else? Something that stands out. Something that can inspire. Something that sells the product before you even see it. And that's you. What is your logo? What is your logo? What does your business card look like? Does your business card look like, "Hi, my name's Chris. I know you're going to waste my time, but come on, let's just go through the motions so I don't get in trouble"? Or is your brand the most exciting, energetic, "How you doing? I'm Chris Gonzalez. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'll be happy to get you all the information and do whatever it takes to help you along this buying process. You're looking for that? Great, follow me. There's a different level of energy there. And the probability of you getting the results that you want are greater. Because if you do the opposite, the probability of getting you the results that you expect, which is such a low standard, not selling a car or not providing your service in exchange for someone's money. Got where I'm going with this? Your brand is everything. That is your intellectual property. Every single video, every single post, every single testimonial that you get that has your name, image, and energy on it is going to reap your rewards long term. That's an investment. Those videos we made, thank you very much, were all an investment to people feeling comfortable and trusting that they can come here, have a great time, we could solve all their problems, provide them with their needs and services, and walk out of here happy. And you should be able to take that with you anywhere you go in life. Whether it be selling cars, selling stock, selling drugs, whatever you sell. Whatever you sell. Sneakers, FBA, right? Medical services, beauty supplies, food, whatever you sell, you can take that with you anywhere. And I had this conversation with my daughter. My daughter's 17 years old. And this kid was like on fire on social media. Now she's kind of like, she's like backed off a bit. And I'm like, Gabby, why'd you slow down on your social media? Oh, you know, she gets tired of it. She goes on Snap and she does this, right? She's starting to consume more instead of create. Consume, create. And what she's doing is she's absorbing and she's allowing all of the impressions to be made on her instead of her being the influencer or the impressor, so to speak. And once again, once you build that database, right? And for those of you who are new and younger, right? Email captures used to be like you needed to collect an email. And even now you need to collect an email. But now you need to collect a social following because you can leverage someone else's influence. Hey, you know what? Jasmine provides amazing experience is more impactful than Jasmine saying, yeah, I'm the best. I provide the best service. Just try, right? Think about every single one of our ads. Cars, no money down. This, da-da-da-da-da. Nobody believes it. You know what they believe?
Vacation.
They believe Nancy Cohen. They believe Nancy Cohen. They believe Prasad. They believe the customer that walks in here and didn't get the right service but then did. They believe that person. They believe the customer that walks in here who's pissed off. They believe the customer that says they were ripped off. So you got to balance those things. And you are the brand. So we have to produce more content because it's starting to really build. I get messages every single day. We're delivering another car to a customer in Jersey. Delivered a car in the Bronx last week. Like, I mean, it's just, it's there for the taking. The question is, what are you doing to build your personal brand? How are you leveraging your short little following? I didn't give you simple math, right? We all have about 300 people following us socially. And if there's 15 of us, that's 9,000 people. That if we produce a piece of content, we can get it in front of 9,000 people. A day, a week, a month, or a year, however you want to do it. Now let's just imagine, right, that we can just take your 15 people, and you sell 15 cars, right? What's 15 times 15? Come on, wake up. 15 times 15? 225, right? You got 225 people that have 300 people following them. You guys want to do that math? 60,000 people? That's 60,000 people. If we can get a piece of our content in the hands of our consumer and have them share it, we now reach 60,000 people. A month times 12 months, 72,000 people we can touch. A year. And you know what? We didn't spend $1. That's the power of it. That's the power of it. So think about those things. Think about the small little experiences we had, and let's think about how we can now scale what we've been doing. So on Thursday, we're introducing a new live podcast. What's it called? Credit Hacks for Everyday People. Credit Hacks for Everyday People. We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk about the way things stand. You know what the biggest thing, we talked about this in our live, but when you think about credit, what comes to mind?
Paying your bills on time.
Paying your bills on time. What else?
Purchases.
Purchasing something. What else?
Scores.
Credit score. What else?
I was gonna say school.
Credit cards, right? That's what we think about when we think about credit.
Loan.
But
Yeah.
someone with bad credit, Malik, someone with bad credit might have trouble getting a job.
That's true.
Someone with bad credit might have trouble getting a job. You're applying for a management position. You have a 400 credit score. They run your credit profile. They see you're a 400 credit score. What is your ability to make decisions? Like your credit score. No, I'm serious.
No, that's not true.
Like your credit score.
That's wrong.
Your ability to make decision is like your credit score. And maybe it's not. Maybe you took a lot of risk, right? And you fell and you're at the bottom, you're about to come back up. But that's if I spend the time to talk to the character. But most employers don't get past the black and white.
Right.
They don't get past the black and white. They read the cover, not favorable, I pass, next. Or I read the cover, I liked it, credit sucks, I pass. Your insurance. You could be denied good insurance coverage because of your credit score.
If you want to rent something,
If you want to rent an apartment, if you want to buy a home, all of these things. But that's leaning more towards purchase, right?
A lot of factors.
You know, so we think about that. Think about your profile. So that's Thursday, right? Credit Hacks for Everyday People. We have Honda Drive on Wednesday, and we're going to think about what else we can do. Because you know what? It's driving positive people. This woman, Nancy Cohen, who is my friend and who is your friend, she knows more about you guys than probably we know about each other. But her voice, her talking about her experience, is worth more than any dollar we could ever spend in advertising. And guess what? She's coming here next Saturday to speak at our meeting. See the power of that? Here is a complete stranger, didn't know us from Adam, loved us, interacted with us, bought a car from us, wants to come here, and I asked the lady, she was talking so great, right? On that live we did that day. We're like, you should come and talk at our Saturday morning meeting. And I don't know, one thing led to another, and she's coming. But it's great. That's the experience. All right, so I know I said a lot. You got to think about what works for you. The bottom line is, you have to build your own brand. And we have to build a brand within the dealership. Because Plaza Honda's not building it for us. And American Honda's definitely not going to build it for us, right? They provided us already with what they can do. Great cars. Now it's up to us to send a message to our next prospect. Fair? Okay, amazing. So real quick, Jerry, just come up, tell them who you are, a little bit about yourself, what you did in the past.
Alright, so my name is Gerald, as you guys know. I'm from Brooklyn. I live like 15 minutes away, so I don't have to wake up too early sometimes, so that's a good benefit of it. So recently, I was in school and I left because, when I was in school, I was studying business administration, because in the future, I want to end up running my own business and learn a lot of things, but then I realized they're not really teaching me the stuff that I want to learn, so it's like, why spend a lot of money on there when you could just go to a business and actually learn, hands-on, do what you gotta do without spending as much money. So I ended up selling solar panels for a while. I still do it, and I also decided came here to take this a shot because I feel like this will be a great learning experience for me and also for my future. And that's pretty much it I can say about myself.
school. You know, you don't get the experience that you're seeking traditionally, right?
Yeah.
Through just education. You need it through experience. So I think that's amazing that you're doing that. Kobe, come. Nice haircut, by the way.
Kobe.
Good.
Hello everybody, my name is Kobiljon. I am from Russia. Not Russia, but Uzbekistan. I speak in Russian also. So in the past, I've been studying for criminal justice. I had hard time choosing the major. Then I decided to do business. Now I'm in business, learning new stuff. Thanks so much.
All right. Kobe? Oh,
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant, man.
Kobe.
Kobe, you have a great smile. You have a great business card, right? And you're gonna get very comfortable. When you said criminal justice, Kerwin ran. Just so you know. Anything related to authority, he's not around. So, guys, these think about your first day coming in here, right? Or selling cars, period. Think about that first day, what you felt like. So give your support to these two gentlemen, all right? Kobil, you're going to be shadowing, we need a new shadow. Imran, you're going to shadow Imran today. Jerry, you're going to shadow Dexter, all right? They're going to walk you through their process, through their day, show you what they're due. I can tell you that both of these guys, not taking anything away from anyone else, but probably the least to ever find joking around, playing around, or maybe Imran a little bit. Well, likes to watch TV. But you'll learn a lot from these two guys. So you're gonna shadow them. They'll show you from A to Z what their day is like, and just have fun. You know, and that's it. You can't make a mistake here, right? As long as you learn from it. So every experience should lead to an improvement on the next one, right? That means if something doesn't go right, hey, you got to think about, right, reflect on what you could change, what you could do differently, and make sure you bring that forward to the next experience. All right? Have a great day. Let's go.